And a landscape is when you draw a picture of outside, so something going on with the land. So it can be farm fields, it can have grass, trees, things that you might find outside. So we're going to do a really simple landscape to start. So the first thing I want is I want your paper vertical. That means it's going the tall way. We have been doing it this way a lot. I want you to move it vertical today. So first thing I want you to do is take your finger and put it right in the middle of the paper, all the way off to the side. Okay, we don't want to be quite that high yet, so now you're going to take your finger and move it down just a little bit. And then once you kind of get your finger where it's supposed to be, take your pencil and put your pencil all the way on the edge of the paper, and we're just going to draw a straight line all the way across our paper. Okay, so from one side all the way off the other side of the paper, so the line goes all the way across. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of show like a little dirt road. So we're going to have our road start on our line, and if it's a dirt road, we don't have to be perfect. We're going to have kind of a wiggly, squiggly line come all the way down off the page. And remember, if I go too fast, you can always pause the video. Okay, now that's just a line right now. We need to put one more line so that we can actually have a road to color in. So bring your pencil over and put it just a little ways. I'm going to do 2 finger spaces from my other line. So there's my other line, 2 fingers, and put my pencil. And we're going to come all the way down, but as we come down, we're going to actually make it bigger down here. So it's almost like a little squiggly triangle without the top. That's going to make it look like our road is getting farther away as it goes up. So over here, next to our road, we're going to put a house, okay? So we're going to have our house. Just start with a square and make sure your square comes all the way down to the line. So it looks like it's sitting right on top of your line. And then a triangle goes on top. Now, to make this look more like a house, we got to add a few little house details. We can add a door and a window. And we can add some fun details on our window. Maybe we want to add some shingles. I like to put shingles on my houses. So then I just draw a U and then another U, and then they connect all the way across. They all kind of look like W's too. And then you can come up and do the next row and continue up until we get all the way to the point. There we go. And then next to our house, let's put a couple trees. So I like to do the trunk, and then we can just do an oval for the top. I'm gonna make my trees taller than my house. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna add another layer to our landscape. Right now we've got some grass, we've got our dirt road, we've got a house and some trees. Take your finger, put it on the line that you drew to start with. That's the one we started with. I want you to take that finger and I want you to come up. And we're gonna come up right about the middle. If your trees are as tall as mine, kind of close to that. It's close to the top of my house, right about here. Now we're going to put our pencil where our finger is. We're going to draw another line kind of going across the page, but this time we're not going to draw through our trees. Watch how I do it. So start on the edge, I'm going to draw across and stop at my tree. Okay, I'm going to pretend draw. Pretend. Don't want to draw through my tree. And, oh, there we go. Got to the end of my tree. Draw across. Oh, I got to my other tree. Whoopsies. Made a mistake. Good erase. Okay. We got to go across our next tree and all the way off our paper. If your house is taller than mine, you might have your house get in the way of your line too. That's okay. All right, so now put your finger back where we just drew that line. We're going to move up again. We're coming up pretty high this time. This time we're going to add some hills. So I'm going to put my pencil where my finger is. I'm going to put a little dot right there. This is where I want to start, okay? Now, come over here. See where your tree is? We're going to come over on this line over here, kind of above where my road is. Put another dot there. So I've got one dot up here on the side and one way over here on the line that I just drew. We're gonna turn a hill. We're gonna connect those dots. So I'm gonna draw a curved line connecting my dots. So one over here and then one over here. All right, now take your pencil and put it on the curved hill you just drew, not close to the dot, up a little bit. And then we're gonna draw one more hill, and this one's gonna go all the way off your page. All right, so now we've got all this land down here and just a little bit of sky. So I'm gonna draw a sun up in my sky, maybe a cloud. Okay, and now we can add some other fun things into our landscape. So let's kind of think about what else we might see in a landscape. We might have, maybe there's another house farther back. This house is farther away because it's on a different line. See how it's up higher on our paper? Since it's up higher, that means it's farther away. So this house is going to be a little smaller. I can add my shingles. Maybe this house is only going to have one tree, and this tree should be a little smaller too because it's farther away. Maybe we want to kind of finish our road. Maybe our road's gonna go over here off the paper. Maybe we want to put some flowers down here. We're a lot closer down at the bottom of our paper. Add some flowers. Anything you might see. Kind of think of when you go outside in Iowa. We might see some grass. So go ahead and add any other fun details you might like to add. Okay, so once you're done adding all of your extras, and remember, pause at any point if I'm going too fast. Now we can start coloring. So you can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use whatever is available to you. I think I'm gonna use marker today. And I'm gonna start coloring my grass. Now I like to start at the bottom and do lawnmower tracks. Now when I color, I like to trace too. Because if I trace this section, now when I go to do my lawnmower tracks, the nice rows of marker, and take my time coloring, I don't go out of the lines as much because I've got my nice big green line up here. And another fun thing that you can do when you're coloring, and you can do this with crayon too. If you do it with a light green crayon, I'm using light green marker, you can then come in with a darker color and draw the little grass that I just drew so you can see them. Okay, so I'm going to keep coloring. Make sure you're doing your personal best. I don't want to see any coloring that looks like this. That's not how we do it. Got to do nice lawnmower tracks. Try to stay in the lines. Another thing I want you to work on, I see a lot of, is when we're coloring, this is grass all down here, but the flowers aren't grass. The flowers need to have a different color. So when you're coloring, you want to make sure that you're doing your flowers in a different color, because they're a different color. They might have a green stem, but those petals are probably not supposed to be green. Okay, and the same thing happens with your dirt road. If it's going to be a dirt road, I probably want to color that brown. Or if you want to make yours a paved road, you could color it gray or black for blacktop concrete. I think I'm going to go with a dirt road because that just seems more fun for a farm. So go ahead and continue coloring with your choice, and I will come back when I'm done. All right, quick check-in. I've been working on mine. You can see I've got my greens colored, and I changed out which color green I used. And I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. We don't have to do 100% realistic. I'm gonna make my tree pink because I wanna get some other colors in here. Sometimes artists do that. They wanna use some other colors, so we're gonna change some of the colors. So feel free to do that. Have fun with your art. And then I'm gonna do maybe a purple tree over there. And then we could even have fun with the hills and do different colored hills, or I can stick with my green for the grass. And then we can color in the sky, and I'll just leave the cloud white since I'm using marker and I cannot color it white. So I'll come back when I'm done. All right, so here's mine. I changed my mind at the end. I decided I didn't want this to be a sun. So I'm coming in and I'm gonna add some gray to my cloud. I wanna do nighttime, so I colored it black. And then I'm even gonna add some of those craters you see on the moon with the gray, so it doesn't look like a sun as much. There we go. So I decided at the end it was gonna be a nighttime picture, because artists do that sometimes, change their mind as they're working. So there's my finished one. I hope you guys had fun working on your landscape. Like I said, at any point if I went too fast, just rewind or pause.